This sweater uses many colors. For the color arrangement, there are no specific requirements. You can arrange them however you like. These color combinations all look great together. For this sweater, there are a total of 13 colors. Out of these 13 colors, 6 colors come in 2 balls each. The other colors only have 1 ball each. When making it, set aside the 6 colors that have 2 balls each. Take out 6 balls separately, and place them aside. Try not to use them, because for the cuffs, neckline and bottom edge of the sweater, we'll need the full amount. If we use them up while working on the main body color, then for these parts, the neckline, we won't be able to finish the cuffs, neckline, and bottom edge. So after setting them aside, use the remaining 13 single balls, mainly for the body. Keep those 6 balls separate. Once you've used up all the yarn for the body, then take them out to use. This ensures we have enough yarn for the neckline, cuffs, and bottom edge. Let's start with a chain stitch. First, make a slip knot. Since we're starting with a higher stitch count, to prevent mistakes while counting, like missing 1 or 2 stitches, when you begin casting on, leave a long yarn tail at the starting point. Crochet a few extra chain stitches. This will make up for any missing stitches. Insert the crochet hook and pull tight. Then start by yarn over on the hook and pull through. Yarn over and pull through. This is how to crochet the chain stitch. Some of us prefer to hold the yarn with the left hand. I'm used to holding it with the right hand. When holding with the left hand, we do it like this. Pinch the yarn with your left hand. Then pinch the chain stitch. And pull through like this. When crocheting, keep the yarn from being pulled too tight. Meaning don't pull the loops too tight. Keep it loose and the fabric will be softer. The stitch pattern won't change. Whether we're working double crochets, single crochets, treble crochets, or half double crochets, as long as the stitch technique is correct, it doesn't matter which hand you use to hold the yarn, it won't affect your stitches. So, ladies, when you're working, just use whichever hand you're comfortable with. After completing the foundation chain, we go back to the second to last stitch. The stitch on the hook doesn't count. Count 2 stitches in this stitch. On the top of the inverted V shape, crochet into the top of the V shape where we picked up the stitch. Work here. This stitch doesn't count. 1 stitch, 2 stitches. Turn the fabric over and work here. Crochet 2 single crochets. Continue working along. Crochet 2 single crochets. Then chain 1. Move on to half double crochet. Skip 1 space. Work a half double crochet into the next V shape. Chain 1. Yarn over and skip 1 space. Work a double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1. Yarn over twice. Skip 1 space. Work a treble crochet into the next stitch hole. Skip 1 space, yarn over twice. Chain 1, yarn over twice. Skip 1 space, work a treble crochet on the next ridge. Chain 1. Skip 1 space, work a double crochet into the next stitch hole. Chain 1. Yarn over, skip 1 space, work a half double crochet into the next stitch hole. Chain 1. Skip 1 space, work 3 single crochets continuously below. This is one group of flowers. Start from the single crochet, work continuously until the last half double crochet, chain to finish. When starting the next single crochet, it forms one flower. One group of flowers is completed. This group of flowers consists of single crochet, chain, half double crochet, chain, double crochet, chain, treble crochet, chain, double crochet, chain, half double crochet, chain. This creates an openwork wave pattern. The following sections will use the same stitch arrangement. Work this entire row to completion. This is where our second flower pattern begins. First chain 1, then yarn over and skip 1 stitch. Work a half double crochet in the next stitch hole. For the half double crochet, pull all 3 loops through at once. Chain 1 more. Yarn over and skip 1 stitch. Work a double crochet in the next stitch hole. The double crochet uses these 3 loops. Yarn over twice first. Then yarn over twice again. Continue chaining. Work a treble crochet. Yarn over twice. Skip 1 stitch and go to the next stitch hole. After pulling through, there will be 4 loops on your hook. We need to pull through in 3 steps. First pull through 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Continue chaining. Skip 1 stitch. Then repeat the following pattern. Double crochet. Skip 1 stitch. Half double crochet. Skip another stitch. Work 3 single crochets. Now you can see the flower pattern forming. Follow this pattern to complete the entire row. During the crocheting process, you can freely change colors. When finishing the crocheting, end with 3 single crochets. At the beginning, including the starting chain, it's 3 stitches. Now at the end, it's also 3 stitches. Now we need to turn over, and work a row of single crochets. You can change colors for this row of single crochets, or you can keep the same color. The color changes have no specific pattern. Change whenever you want. For color changes, stop before completing a full single crochet stitch. Don't finish it completely. Leave it halfway done. Then attach the new color yarn. Complete the last step of the single crochet with the new color. Then continue with 1 chain stitch. Bring this yarn closer to you. Press it down. When crocheting, after turning your work, skip the first stitch and work a single crochet in the second stitch. The same goes for this yarn. Bring this yarn closer to you. Press it inside and work single crochets. This entire row consists of single crochets. Work 1 single crochet in each stitch. Work the chain stitches directly in this space. like this. Make a single crochet in the chain stitch position. Then on top of the post of this stitch, work a single crochet. Just like this, the right side of the stitch pattern. Keep the stitch pattern on the right side. When working single crochets, we always work them on the wrong side. Work it like this. The yarn pressed inside is almost used up. Press it until it's almost gone. Also bring it closer to us. Follow this pattern to finish this row. When working this entire row, you can switch colors freely. The method for switching colors is exactly the same as joining yarn at the beginning. After finishing the single crochet, it should look like this. Let's finish the entire row of single crochet. Next, we'll work the second row. That's the second flower pattern. The second flower pattern is worked in reverse. Where it was single crochet, we'll work treble crochet. Where it was treble crochet, we'll work single crochet. So here it becomes long, then it forms a wavy shape like this. I won't cut the yarn here. Let's chain 4 first. Then wrap the yarn twice and turn over. Work into the next stitch. Make a treble crochet in the next stitch. Chain 2. Move to the next stitch. Work a treble crochet. This is where we had 3 single crochets. Work 3 treble crochets. Then work 3 double crochets below. No need to make holes here. When no holes are needed, we work into every stitch. First work 3 double crochets. Then work 2 half double crochets below. Three single crochets. Half of this flower is actually done. This is the starting point. This is one whole flower. The remaining space here is half of the flower. Now we'll work on the next one. The next group starts with 2 half double crochets. Then 3 double crochets. Work 3 treble crochets. Below, work 3 more double crochets. Then 2 half double crochets. Three single crochets. Up to this point, the second group is complete. Then the following steps are repeated in the same way. This flower pattern alternates between one row of open work and one solid row. Work them alternately like this. Turn your work over. Work single crochets. Same here. Make one stitch in each stitch hole. Don't skip any stitches. The entire row consists of single crochets. Finish crocheting it. Then follow this pattern. Open work, solid row. Every time you crochet this wave, work a row of single crochets in the middle. Space the two wave rows apart. After completing the open work, work single crochets. After completing the solid wave, work single crochets. Continue crocheting upwards like this. No increases or decreases needed. Now for this yarn tail, let's take a look at this side. Check out the stitch pattern on this side. This side doesn't look as neat as the other side. So when we're crocheting, we'll consider the neater side as our right side. When weaving in the yarn tails, pay attention. All yarn tails should be woven into the wrong side. Our pattern chart explains this in detail. For each size, the number of rows to crochet, start dividing the sleeves. When counting rows, just count them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only count the wave gaps, both open work waves and solid waves. Just count the waves. Don't count the single crochets in between. Right now I've crocheted 14 rows, which isn't enough. I need to keep going upwards. Follow the number of rows specified in the chart. Stop and divide the sleeves once you reach that row count. For this sweater, once you've crocheted from the bottom edge up to the required row count, we'll divide the sleeves. This side is the chest area and this side. These two sides. This piece is the front body. The back part is the back body. Then we'll place stitch markers. Count inward from this edge. Count to the stitch count specified in the chart. Place a stitch marker. Do the same on this side. Count inward from this end. Count to the corresponding stitch count. Place another stitch marker. Once we've placed all stitch markers, we'll begin crocheting separately. Crochet upwards from the stitch marker to here. After completing the crocheting, cut the yarn from here. Crochet upwards from here to here. Then crochet the back section separately. The back part, from this stitch marker to this side. All the way around this stitch marker, crochet it like this. The flower pattern remains exactly the same. While we're crocheting here, I'm crocheting from here like this. Crochet up to the stitch marker. What's the last stitch here? We'll use that same stitch. Here, the last flower. Just like the front flower we made, it's only half complete. Same goes for this part. Crochet up to here. The flower might not be fully formed, but that's okay. Whatever stitch it corresponds to, just crochet that stitch. When we're crocheting here, from the front band toward the underarm, this is where we placed the stitch marker, right? Then we work 2 stitches away from the stitch marker. These are the 2 stitches before the marker. When making the back body later, it'll be the same. Starting from this stitch, start from this stitch and work backward. When working here, look at this side. I ended with a double crochet here. Because the stitch it corresponds to is a double crochet, the ending stitch isn't necessarily a single crochet. It corresponds to your completed section. Whatever stitch it matches is what you use when crocheting the other piece, or when crocheting the back body. It follows this pattern. The stitch technique is the same, just check what stitch you ended with. Crochet that stitch. No increases or decreases are needed for this length. Just work straight up. The number of rows to crochet should match the rows specified in the pattern chart. Stop once you've completed the required rows. This completes the front body. Our back body has one less wave row than the front body. Notice the front body ends with a solid wave. The back body should end with an open wave. Once you've reached the required rows for the front body, skip the top row of single crochets. We don't crochet this row. The back body has one fewer wave row than the front body, so we must crochet this row for the back body. When sewing these two pieces together, it will align perfectly. Otherwise, if you crochet single crochets here too, and crochet single crochets here too, when sewing these two pieces together, having two rows of single crochets here won't look neat. When crocheting the single crochets, specifically for the back bodice single crochets, remember there's a section in the middle of the collar that we don't crochet. The shoulders on both sides are crocheted separately. We know how many stitches the front body has, so for this long wavy section of the back body, when crocheting the single crochets, we only need to crochet the same number of single crochets as the front body. There's no need to crochet the entire section. Then, cut the yarn after crocheting the required number of stitches for the left shoulder. For the right shoulder, start from the beginning again. Crochet the required number of stitches and cut the yarn. Leave the middle section unworked. There's no need to crochet single crochets here. When crocheting the collar later, single crochets will be added to this section. Thread the yarn through this needle and sew it together. When sewing, place the right sides together and then sew them. Whether you leave a long tail on the front body or on the back body is up to you. Either way works. When sewing this part, we'll sew one stitch to one stitch. That's all. Align them properly. Since our stitch count is the same, so when we finish sewing, the last stitch will naturally match up with the last one. This sewing isn't difficult at all. Just pick up the half side. No need to pick up the entire stitch. We don't need to pick up both sides here. Just pick up the two adjacent strands, meaning only the two strands where the front body and back body meet. And this yarn, when sewing together, don't pull the yarn too tight. Keep it slightly loose. I've sewn a few stitches. Now let's check the right side. Just like this. The connection point here. It's still quite soft. And when you touch it, you can't even feel the knot of the connection point. So when it's worn on our shoulders, it feels seamless. It won't bother you at all. One sleeve is already done. Now let's talk about the pattern for this sleeve. It's exactly the same as the body, but for this sleeve, it's worked in the round, not like the body which is worked flat. Even though it's worked in the round, we still need to make sure the pattern matches both the right and wrong sides of the body. So when working on the sleeve, we still work one row, round at a time. Right side round, wrong side round. Do it this way. Then for this sleeve, when connecting it to the body, we first pick up single crochets along the edge of the armhole. Pick up a round of single crochets along the edge. The number of stitches is fixed, The pattern chart specifies the exact stitch count for the single crochets. When picking up, remember to work on the wrong side. Insert the hook from the back to pick up the stitches. Since there are many yarn tails on this side of the garment, pick up stitches on the side where the yarn tails are. After finishing that, turn to the right side and crochet the wave pattern. When picking up stitches, smooth out the sleeve. Flatten the armhole both top and bottom. As you pick up, notice it's a double crochet, so pick up 2 stitches on top of it. When you reach the edge, if it's half double crochet, pick up 1 stitch. If the edge is treble crochet, pick up 3-4 stitches. This is the sleeve edge. Pick up 40 stitches along this side. When crocheting these 40 stitches, we can divide them further. Divide the armhole into 4 equal parts. Place a stitch marker in the middle section, so you won't have too many or too few stitches later. For half of the armhole, this half has 40 stitches. And this other half also has 40 stitches. Then we'll divide these 40 stitches into 2 equal parts again, so this part will be 20 stitches. When picking up stitches, it should be about right. When you pick up to this point, when you reach the stitch marker position, it should only be 20 stitches. Don't pick up extra ones. Then when you get to this side, this section should also be exactly 20 stitches. When doing it yourself, just slightly adjust these 20 stitches. This part is 3 stitches, 2 or 4 stitches, or even 1 stitch. You can adjust according to your own situation. If the space looks bigger, pick up 3 or 4 stitches. For smaller spaces, pick up 2 or 3 stitches. And for this part, pick up 1 stitch along the edge. Ultimately, we just need to maintain, from the position of our stitch marker, to the middle position under the arm. It only needs 20 stitches. Insert the hook at the middle position under the arm. We skipped 5 stitches under the arm, right? So we insert into the middle stitch position first. Insert the hook there first. Work a single crochet. Chain 1 first. Make a beginning chain, then start crocheting stitch by stitch. This connection is our sleeve, connecting to the underarm. At this corner area, don't crochet into this hole, just skip directly to the sleeve to crochet these 2 or 3 stitches. Whether to work 2 or 3 stitches per row depends on the length of the last stitch at the edge here. Keep crocheting like this. Count as you crochet. I've crocheted 11 stitches now. By the time I reach this position, I can only crochet 9 more stitches. So while crocheting, you need to control it yourself. Count again, 15 stitches. I have 15 stitches here now. I'll crochet 5 more stitches to reach this position. Then crochet 5 stitches to reach the stitch marker position. Crocheted 20 stitches, then we'll place the stitch marker here. And change the position, move it to the top, this armhole. The place where the armhole is sewn. The middle row of the seam, because this is the front body. Because this is the garment, the front body has 1 extra row compared to the back body, so the middle position of this shoulder actually falls on the last row of our front body. So, we place a stitch marker at the middle position of the front body. Then starting from here, to the stitch marker position, continue crocheting 20 single crochets on this half side. This half side, the 40 stitches for this armhole half have been completed. Then there's still the other half side. This half side is the same. Align the first and last stitches of this completed section here. After aligning, place a stitch marker in the middle here. Then we start crocheting 20 stitches here. And 20 stitches here. Continue crocheting until reaching the starting point. When you meet the first chain stitch, join them with a slip stitch. Insert the hook and pull through. Unlike a single crochet, you don't yarn over before pulling through. Simply draw the yarn through the loop directly. This is the slip stitch join. Crochet them together. Then we flip this piece over. We were working single crochets from this side earlier, right? Now we need to turn it over. Insert the hook from the right side. Crochet the next row of flower patterns. For this first row of flower patterns, we must work it in an open work style, because open work makes it softer, as the connection area, being softer, will make it lie flatter. This side of the armhole, which is our shoulder side, is on the outside of our arm, and this side below the armhole, it starts on the inside of our arm. Turn to the right side to crochet this pattern, whether you start from the treble crochet in the middle, or from the single crochet at the end where it dips in. The waves are always staggered, so it doesn't matter which side is in the middle. It doesn't matter which one is on the edge. The pattern won't change. Here it is in the middle. Then the next row must be the dipped part. So when we cast on here, since our stitch count is fixed, it will always complete a full pattern from start to finish. There won't be half a pattern. Switching colors works the same as the body. You can arrange the colors however you like, switch whenever you want. You can change at any stitch, even if you crochet the whole round without switching. Join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Now, the right side is where we normally crochet the pattern. For the next row, we'll be doing single crochets. After chaining 1, turn and insert the hook from the wrong side. Even though we're working in the round, we need to be mindful to always insert the hook from the wrong side. This keeps our pattern consistent with the main part of the body, maintaining the right-wrong sequence. For the sleeve, we'll continue crocheting row by row as usual. The length is also marked on the pattern chart. The exact number of rows is specified once the sleeve is finished, like the one I've completed here. After finishing the sleeve, there will be a border around the bottom edge, so the length here should reach approximately to the wrist. Then add this border if you feel it reaches your wrist, but you want it a bit longer, you can crochet a few more rows of the pattern. Then proceed to crochet this border. We're making this border folded outward like this. So for the length, if you want it longer, just let it hang down. If you want it longer when folded up, just crochet a few more rows. Crochet more rows of this pattern. We'll crochet up to the row number written on the paper. Then work on the sleeve border. The color sequence for this border is also specified with color numbers on the paper. Arrange 6 colors, following this color number sequence, row by row. This is all written on the paper. This sweater has 2 color options. One is a lighter rainbow color. The other is this vintage color. The red color number follows the same crochet sequence as the rainbow border. Crochet according to the color number sequence written on the paper. Now we'll start working on this border. First, we need to work on it from the top. When you finish each wave row, don't you need to work a row of single crochets? First, we do the same thing. Work this row of single crochets first. Starting now, When we crochet, we don't need to change colors multiple times per row. We change colors after completing a full row, so for this color, the color of this border, this color is for the first row, we use it to work a row of single crochets, then work a row of flowers, cut the yarn and change colors, work the next row of flowers. After finishing this round of single crochets, we start working the flowers. These flowers are made in groups of 5 stitches. First, work 3 chain stitches. Then make a double crochet, but we work a double crochet in the same stitch. Still in this stitch, work 2 chain stitches and 2 double crochets. Then skip 4 stitches. Work into the 5th stitch. 2 double crochets. 1 chain stitch. Then 2 more double crochets. That's how this flower pattern looks. So for this sweater's flower pattern, even though when we're working it, this flower pattern is on the right side, while here is the wrong side. When working, you'll see we're creating the right side of the flower on the wrong side of the sweater. But when we worked the main part, what did we do? We worked the right side of the flower on the right side of the sweater. Why is it done this way? The right side area corresponds to the right side of the sleeve, but the flower pattern at the cuff is on the wrong side, because the edge of this cuff is meant to be folded up like this. After folding it up, the right sides will be together. Now, we'll follow this crocheting method to complete the first round of this color. Skip 4 stitches. Work 2 double crochets in the next stitch. Chain 1. Then work 2 more double crochets. Complete this round. When crocheting the last group, slip stitch into the first chain stitch of the first group. Join with a slip stitch, chain 1, then cut the yarn. Now we'll crochet the second color. The insertion point for the second color is at the chain stitch position between each flower. Work 1 here. Work 1 here, but don't work between the flowers. It's at the chain stitch position in the middle of each flower, not the space between flowers. Insert the hook here. Chain 3 first. Work 1 double crochet. Chain 1, work 2 double crochets. That completes 1. Then we'll crochet over here. Pay attention, everyone, right here. Don't crochet between these 2 points. It must be at the flower part. After finishing the sleeves of this sweater, we'll work on the hem and front band. We start with the hem, then follow the edge around. Continue until reaching the front band. Follow the front band up to the back collar. Then we reach the other side of the front band. Continue crocheting down. Turn to the bottom edge. Finally, join with the starting point where we began the bottom edge. This completes 1 round of edging. Then we follow the same sequence to crochet the lace trim. The lace trim is the same as the cuffs. Here, these single crochets on the bottom edge match the single crochets we worked on the wave lace section. The pattern is the same. We continue crocheting like this. Crochet until reaching the corner where the bottom edge meets the front band. Stop here. Now we've reached the corner. At the top, work 3 stitches in the same hole. This creates a curve to turn the corner. If we only make one stitch and go directly to the next stitch, it would pucker. So we work 3 stitches. This turns the corner. After turning, we need to crochet along this edge. This edge still follows the pattern. These are all single crochets. Single crochet, then here are double crochets. 4 chain stitches. It's about the length of a double crochet. 4 chain stitches. When crocheting, we only work single crochets in the single crochet. See, for the single crochets, we work 1 single crochet in each. Here we work 4 single crochets. Now let's crochet. Now here is this part. Turn your work. We've reached this side. We've reached the top now. So for this row, we don't need to work single crochets here. I'm working single crochets on the second row. Then at the 4 chain stitches place, work 4 single crochets. Work 1 single crochet here. Work 1 single crochet in the purple part. Now we're back to the long part. Work 4 single crochets in here. Follow this pattern to finish the front band. Work another 4 single crochets here. When turning to the back neck, crochet it the same way as the hem's open work. Work 1 single crochet on each stitch. There's also a corner between the front band and the back neck. We don't need to increase stitches at this corner. Just work 1 stitch normally. Don't work at this corner. Work 3 stitches in 1 hole. This corner where the front band meets the hem. Work 1 stitch at the top. We'll also work 3 stitches here. Work 3 stitches in 1 hole. Then we move to the hem. For the hem, just continue crocheting along. Connect it with the first stitch we started with. This round of single crochets is now complete. Connecting them like this. Now it's the same as our cuff. Crochet this lace trim. This lace trim uses the same crocheting method. Work 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. Chain 1, 2 double crochets. Then the next flower, skip 4 stitches in between. Continue crocheting on the 5th one. The same stitch technique works. Crochet 1 round. Then we'll continue crocheting along this edge downward. Follow the border of our bottom edge. All the way to the border of our front band. Turn your work around in a circle like this. Join them together. We'll use the same sequence for this lace trim too. Crochet 1 round around. Join everything together at the end. Now we've worked up to this point following the pattern. We've reached this point. Here, first, work 1 complete flower. Then, normally we would skip here. After completing a flower, we usually skip, but at this corner, continue crocheting. Only skip the middle stitch. At this corner, we've already worked 3 single crochets. Now work 1 single crochet in the first and third single crochets respectively. Work 1 flower on each of them. This creates a slight curve when laid flat. When working each row upwards, we need to increase stitches in this section. We'll explain the next row later. This round creates a gentle curve. Now we move to the front band area. Returning to the original pattern. Work 4 stitches. Then work the flower pattern on the 5th stitch. Only the corners of the hem require increases. No increases needed at the neckline. No increases at the collar corners. Follow this pattern to complete this round. At this corner, work one flower in the first stitch of these 3 stitch holes. It naturally turns the corner. My first round of lace trim is completed. Let's talk about this lace trim. We work in groups of 5 stitches. When crocheting, the flower connecting the bottom edge and front band on the hem row. Has one skipped stitch between flowers? Elsewhere, skip 4 stitches. Skip 4 stitches. Work in the 5th stitch. Then below, we'll crochet the second row of flowers. The method for the second row remains the same. Always work into the chain stitch at the center of each flower. Work here. Don't work between flowers. The only change needed is at the 2 corners where the hem meets the front band. Pay attention here. For the second row corners, we do an increase. Originally there were 2 flowers here. Now we add 1 flower between them. So it becomes 3 flowers. Because the bottom edge is curved, if we don't increase stitches, it won't lay flat here. When turning, we need to increase stitches afterward. The specific pattern for increasing stitches is shown on the chart. Just follow the chart when crocheting. This lace trim from the bottom edge to the front band only appears on both sides. Increases are needed where the bottom edge meets the front band for our collar area, as well as the entire hem and front band. No increases are needed. Just match each flower with the next color flower underneath. That's all. It flows smoothly. While working on this sweater, we've already tucked all yarn tails into each stitch, hiding them away, so when the sweater is finished, just trim along each yarn tail one by one. And neaten them up. We tuck them as we go, making it easier later when the sweater is done. So fewer yarn tails need tidying up. For areas with yarn tails, use this large needle to thread the same color yarn into matching color sections. This way, they become invisible. Thread through a bit more length. Then trim it off. When threading through the lace area, follow the pattern of the design. Our pattern flows like this. So thread it the same way. Pass through here, then come out from here. For these lace sections, try to hide about 2 pattern repeats. This sweater doesn't have buttons, so we'll make ties like this. You can choose any 4 colors you like. It doesn't matter which ones. First, tie a knot with these 4 colors. Then, divide them into 2 groups. When grouping these 2 colors together, you can divide them however you want. Then, take these yarns 2 at a time and wrap them like this. With this group, take the crochet hook here. Wrap it around, and then over the top again. Pull through and tighten it a bit first. Okay, now move on to the next group. For this one, you can keep the yarn looser, so the rope you crochet will be softer. Just like this effect. There's no fixed length for this. About 60 to 70 centimeters, 50 to 60 centimeters is fine too. It's up to your preference. When the length is enough here, hook all four together like this at once. Then tighten it up. Then go back to the head of our work, at the head where we began with the magic ring. It doesn't look very neat here, so untie this end. And pull it upwards a bit. Then redo it. That's all set. Then trim the fringe slightly. Make it even. Next, for this fringe, our yarn is 4 strands. We can separate them. Pull each strand apart, one by one. For the collar of this sweater, we can fold it like this, or lay it flat on the neck. Then tie the cord at the chest.